Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show. Grab your coffee or your tea, hunty, because we have a lot to talk about. But before we get started on those red hot topics, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got toast. Believe me, we've got you covered. And also, you could purchase my book, Life After the Diagnosis. If you know a survivor or you are a survivor, this is the book that you need. Well, let's go ahead and get this party started right, shall we? Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show, hunty. Grab your coffee and your tea because we have a lot to talk about, baby. And I'm about to overflow with joy because I just can't wait to tell you guys what we have in store for you. But before I do that, please go to the website www.monalisamonroe.com. You can order t-shirts, cups, mugs, coffee mugs, hoodies. You look, you want it, we got it. And please, please, please know this. Every time you purchase something from the website, you support the show. Yes, you support your girl, the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show. So please, www.monalisamonroe.com. I will get that scrolling down here for you. Yes, I will. There we go. And so, yeah, we got everything for you. So, yeah. Now, truth be told, I wasn't on last Thursday. I know. I got texts, I got calls. Mona Lisa, where are you? Okay. So I've got some red hot to tell you because your girl been in the kitchen stirring up some stuff. And I'm going to let all of my portraits know what's going on. Trust me, I am. But before I do that, you know we've got to do what we do because here at the Mona Lisa Monroe Morning Show, we talk about what you talk about. Yes. We're going to dig right into some red hot topics. Yeah. So let's buckle up because, baby, we got some stuff for you this morning. Now, I wasn't on last week, so I want to address the passing of the Queen. Okay. The Queen of England did pass away, and the news coverage, everyone was talking about it. And lo and behold, as I was scrolling to try to find out more information about the Queen, I ended up reading an article that stated this is the real Queen, right? And it was a Black woman. So I need to do a little more research about that story before I post it because I do want to know a little bit more about something before I let you guys talk about it or even post it so I can talk about it. So I'm going to do a little more research, but I thought that was interesting. Yeah, it stated this is the real Queen and she was a Black woman. So yeah, interesting, honey. But until I found out more information about that, I'm going to leave that alone. So, red hot topic number one. She's brown like me. A young girl reacts to Holly Bailey, Haley Bailey in The Little Mermaid. Now, if you guys remember The Little Mermaid, that is the cutest Disney movie in the world. And they have a little black girl as being the Little Mermaid. And it has been, how can I say this? it's been an issue to have the Little Mermaid being a little black girl on one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is that little black girls all over the world feel like they are now being represented. And now they feel like they are a part of these Disney movies because there aren't any characters that have a color that looks like them. And they try their best to make different stuff, sound black or urban or whatever, but the skin tone of them are is not, you're not dealing with the issue pretty much. But this particular photo uh is plain as day. She is a little black girl and her name is Haley Bailey, I think it is. And she's as cute as pie, and she is the Little Mermaid. And the representation for the little black girls of the world, they feel like that now they can be a part of Disney by looking like some of these characters. So we're going to touch a little bit on that, and I would like to know how you feel about it because I don't even understand why this is an issue. This is a fairy tale world. This is not fact. So why is that an issue? And it reminds me of this show that I'm addicted to. I think it's HBO Max, and it's called The Last Dragon. Fairy tale world, and they're upset about this black man being on this show. It's a fairy tale. What is the big deal about having us represented in a fairy tale world, a fantasy world? Everyone wants to be represented. So why is it an issue if we're represented? Everyone else wants to be represented. What's up with that? So anyway, we'll talk a little bit about that one. Red hot topic number 2. Oklahoma inmate who sued over alleged baby shark torture tactic is found dead in his cell. Monalisa Monroe, what are you talking about? Well, as I researched and read up on this story, this particular jail would torture the inmates by positioning them in a stressful position. That's all they said. They didn't say anything in specific, they didn't give any details. They just said a stress position. What is that? I don't know. But anyway, they would have these inmates in this stress position playing Baby Shark. You know that song. Do 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 baby shark, do 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 baby shark, do 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 mama shark, do do do. That song in 2019 drove parents crazy. And the craziest thing is children loved the song. Torture to us, but glorious to the children. So anyway, they would play this song hours at a time as a torture tactic. And next thing you know, an inmate is dead. Yeah. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. What do you think is happening in these jails? And why isn't this stuff regulated and talked about and discussed? And basically the parents of this inmate was just told he was dead. He died, is what they said. Investigations are underway, but Lord have mercy, what is really going on, right? Next red hot is Honey Gazelle. Oh, how do you pronounce her last name? Bunchen breaks silence about the man, Tom Brady, coming out of retirement. She quotes, obviously, I have my concerns. So, women and men, what is this looking like? Tom Brady went into retirement last year, And then this year, all of a sudden, he changed his mind. And how do I put this? So you're allowed to change your mind. I mean, you are your own person. But did you talk it over with your wife? Did you talk it over with your wife and children? Did everyone agree before you jumped back in there? Because stories are swarming around that they are having issues in the marriage because of this very thing. It has been quoted that she says, "Hey, I've given you 15 years of this right here, and we want you at home." But if you have been married to an athlete, or if you have been married or know of a professional football, basketball, baseball, or whatever, it's like an addiction or something. It's like they can't let it go. And I always said, why don't they leave when they're on top? You won the Super Bowl, have a seat. You won the championship, have a seat. You're the heavyweight, whatever. You're the lightweight, whatever. You have won the basketball championship, whatever the case may be. Retire on top. Don't lose coming out of retirement. Or, I mean, don't lose before you go into retirement. I mean, as much as I love me some Serena Williams, honey, and I was glued to the TV, I really wanted her to leave on top. She's still the GOAT, don't get me wrong. But I just like when they leave in the celebratory manner. But she lost. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, she the GOAT. She's a woman. Can't nobody touch her. But she lost. And I just hate that. Anyway, so we're going to see what you folks think about that. And, that's my 2 cents. But, we'll get further into it. Trust me, we will. And last but not least, oh man, this is sticky. And like I said, man, I'm hoping September don't get as rough as the previous months, because baby, it was rough. Well, here we go. Racism on full display. Mm-mm-mm. British mourners give Meghan Markle the cold shoulder in viral video. And I wanted to have that viral video for y'all so bad, but the way they did Megan, baby, let me tell you something. Woo! You got some strong, ooh wee. I guess the best way to put it is your skin is thick. Okay, your feelings are on your shoulders, honey, and you are the woman, because when I tell you, you look dead at these folks and reaching your hand out, your olive branch, to just say hello, hey, and the way they looked at you in your face, no kind of false shake and bake, fake and shake, none of that. They were like, honey, we don't like you. And why don't you like her? You don't even know her. It's just so amazing to me how racism, oh my goodness, the color of your skin. I mean, she hasn't did anything horrible to neither of you, or the country for that matter. She married Prince Harry. That's all she did. She didn't kill nobody. She didn't beat up nobody. She did nothing to you but marry royalty. And you have an issue. Woo, baby, this is a red hot one right here. Because I'm just like, what do you guys think about that madness? That's crazy. But I digress. So yeah, what in the world? What are you guys thinking about this? So, I mean, I'm just going to go for what I know today, but I do want to uh, whew, give you some good news. I do want to do that. But before I do that, let's go ahead and pay some bills and do a little advertisement of evenings on the Monalisa Monroe show. I got a commercial for you, so hold tight. Y'all, before I do that, okay, before I do that, I really want to say thank you to the followers that text me, called me, and was like, "Where are you?" I mean, I love that, and I appreciate every bit of it because I miss you guys too. Thank you for tuning. Okay, honey, hold on. Commercial break. Hold on. I do want to say thank you to everyone that basically made it plain and clear that you miss me and you want to see me. I appreciate that. And so I want to come back with some great news. But before I do that, we got to pay some bills. Okay. Thank you for tuning in to Mona Lisa Late Night. Grab your glass and let's get started. But before we get there, please go to my website, www.monalisamonroe.com. We've got merchandise, we've got t-shirts, we've got cups, we've got totes, we've got everything you need. We've even got my book, Life After the Diagnosis. So, let's go ahead, grab your glass, bottoms up, let's start talking. All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. It's just a little commercial to let you know that we will be coming on in the evenings. And that is the good news that I wanted to tell you. And we'll go into depth when I bring my superhero to the show. And yeah, I know. I know. You guys love us together. And we love to see you too. So I'm gonna take a quick intro real quick, like, and welcoming Gary Monroe back to the show. Uh, yeah, yeah. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Gary Monroe back on the show. Woo! I gotta get a clapping machine or something like that. But anyway, welcome.
Welcome.
Hey.
Hey. It was a mission getting here.
It was a mission.
Yeah.
It was an issue.
You know, when I come up on the Monalisa Monroe morning show, I have to be on point.
Well, you know, I appreciate you being.
Well, at least try to come. I got to come up. You know, I got to come up. So
well,
let me get on camera here. You know,
okay.
So that we set, we good.
You ready?
Right? I guess I'm ready. You know, are you ready?
I'm ready. Okay. So, I was letting everybody know that I wasn't on last week. And the reason why I wasn't on is because we've got great news for everybody. And we basically had to get all of this set up because I want to make sure that we are set and ready to go. Okay. And yeah, so I didn't tell anybody because I want us to tell everybody together.
What are you telling everybody?
We telling everybody about evenings. Yeah. The
opportunity.
Yeah. So, well, before we get into that, we're going to talk about the Red Hots, and then Red Hots. Okay, there we go.
What's the Red Hots today?
The Red Hots today, sir. Mm-hmm. First off,
drum roll.
Brrr, she's brown like me. Young girls react to Halle Bailey in The Little Mermaid. Mm-hmm. The Little Mermaid is a Disney movie. And usually the Little Mermaid is a white girl. Mm-hmm. Well, this year, or basically now, they have a little black girl representing Little Mermaid.
Okay.
And this reaction is coming from little black girls around the world. Now, I was
Mm,
saying earlier that right now representation is everything, you know? And the fact that a little black girl actually went to a Disney movie and told her parents that she's brown like me, that's amazing.
mm.
That's one side of the coin.
One side of the coin.
Now, the other side of the coin
Mhm.
is there's a lot of backlash because it's a black mermaid.
Right.
And then I go, this is a fairy tale. This is not even real.
Wasn't there a show or the show we were watching,
Last Dragon.
Last Dragon?
I was telling them
Um,
that too.
right. And that was what? The backlash about that
That's
was
the
because
backlash, is because it's a black person in the gothic or fantasy world.
Mhm. So there was backlash.
There's backlash
Yeah.
because they feel like there's no black people.
Right.
Well, I mean, what? We can't even be, I'm like Whoopi. We can't even be in a fantasy world.
Yeah.
It's just
You know,
shocking to me.
yeah.
I mean, I know.
It's funny,
It's tight, but it's just
some years ago, was going out west, California, and was in a store, like a convenience store,
mm,
and um, so of course, I don't know, it was definitely Midwest somewhere,
uh-huh.
and the little boy, the Caucasian boy, was just standing there looking at me like, just looking at me. I caught his eye, and of course, the adults, the white parents, they, I guess, knew better not to say, to be unpolite, to just stare. But the little boy was just staring, and do you know, he literally walked up to me and did my arm like this.
Chocolate. Chocolate. You know what? I think
Yeah,
I
man.
think I'm dead serious.
Literally.
What if
Mm.
he would have? What if he would have said?
Yeah. I would have said, yeah, tastes good.
Oh my God. Well, okay. Well,
But yeah, it was literally like,
that's crazy.
Literally did this
to see if it wiped off.
Right.
Wow.
I don't know what his perception was at that time, but you could just think that it was a true assessment. He was a little boy.
Yeah, he was a
in
little
all
boy.
of his innocence.
Right.
I guess he was like, when we say colored, not meaning race, I guess he was looking at this. Is this man really colored?
Oh,
Is
like
it
a color.
marker? Is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
gonna come
yeah.
off or
Right,
something
right,
to
right,
that effect?
right,
Wow.
right.
But yeah,
A color marker.
but some people, we like to think that racism does not exist.
Right.
And I think that's a fantasy world, to think that it does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people are always going to have prejudices. People are always
Mhm.
going to discriminate.
Mm-hmm.
I like blue more than I like red.
Mm-hmm.
So that's in a basic context.
Mm-hmm.
But when you apply that to, say, people, cultures, races, and things of that nature, it is applicable just the same.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not about I don't like blue or I don't like red or green.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't like what that symbolizes.
Right.
See, it's more than just saying, I detest black or I detest white. It's more of a supremacy thing and a base thing.
It's just so crazy. I mean, fantasies.
But it's
this
real.
Is fake stuff.
It's real.
And these aren't even kids now. These are grown people that have issues.
And just like September, not September 11th, pardon me, but just like January 6th, these were not hillbillies, and I'm not classifying or putting people in place, but we like to they like to project that these were Proud Boys who are hillbillies, who are people who are disassociating with real society. No, January 6th Those were individuals, doctors, lawyers, judges, dentists, firemen,
all professional, police, retired police,
absolutely,
all of that. So
people who were in the military. So
sadly,
rich people flew out there in private jets. So I say that to say that the people who are negatively commenting about the mermaid, these are not just people living in the woods. These are prominent people that you have conversations with right at your water cooler, but they're true. That's what social media is allowing people to hide behind the keyboard.
I was gonna say
share their true nature and feelings about certain topics. But it's just to think though, to think.
It's like you hiding behind. You're hiding. Now, any other time you have to placate to whoever. Because if this is really how you feel, then you're fronting day to day. But the internet gives you an outlet to say whatever you want to say, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. It just depends how you want to look at it. But
and I guess that's with everything and anything. But yeah, it's crazy to think that people. But here's the reality: it's the equivalence of people feeling that way about what the Little Mermaid. What's Mermaid. the dragon show again?
Last Dragon. I think. Not the last dragon. What is it?
You showing your age.
What is it called? What is it called?
House of Dragon.
House of Dragon. The Last Dragon was a good movie. Okay. Anyway, I digress.
About 55 years ago.
I digress.
So they.
All right.
But no, to have that sentiment today is the equivalent of years ago to think that racism was so embedded into someone that they didn't even want blacks to be buried in the same cemetery.
Yeah,
dead people.
Like dead people can feel.
Like we're literally taking racism to the grave.
Yeah, that's sad.
We were born into it and we're gonna die into it. So
yeah, it's sad.
And some people is deeply rooted.
So yeah, next red hot. Oklahoma inmate who sued over alleged baby shark torture tactic is found dead in his cell. Now, after research of this story, an inmate stated that this jail would torture inmates by putting them in a stressful position. We don't know what position that looks like. We don't know anything about. All we know is a stressful position. And then they would play the tune, do 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 baby shark, do 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 baby shark. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard it.
Yes. They would play that for hours.
That's a kid song, isn't it?
Yes. They would play it for hours and hours.
So
loud,
psychologically,
yes,
disrupting you psychologically.
Oh my gosh,
and breaking you down psychologically.
Yes, baby shark, doo-doo. And when I tell you 2019, this was the biggest song that children loved, but parents hated because it drove them crazy.
It goes back to something, and you say this a lot, that when people use these types of antics and devices, like you said in slavery, the devices that they would use, spikes and things. What type of mindset does a person has to have to create?
Just to think of it.
Who sits back and create?
Yeah.
What type of mind do you have to create a particular device that tortures someone, or a particular tactic,
method?
Who sits back and think? What type of mind sits back and think on, hey, this would be a good way to torture somebody?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's one thing to say carry the act out, but you see someone doing a magic trick or a bizarre stunt, and you say, well, what made them try it in the first place? One of those things. What made this person think of that?
Do that?
Like how did you know you could do that?
Your parents would tell you, here you go touching the iron. What would make you want to do that?
Yeah, but
This the thought of touching an iron. You know it's hot, but I want to touch it. And that's what I'm thinking these people are going. I know it's wrong, and I know it might do something,
but
but I wonder what it'll actually do to the mind.
well,
That's just crazy.
I'm not just saying you thinking about touching something. I'm talking about
No, I'm talking about devious
like
stuff.
people, right? Okay, how do you know? Like, if I could reach back and touch my heel by reaching back, how do I know that I could do that?
You'll have someone do it.
No, no, no. I'm saying, no, you've not seen anything, but how do you know you could do this bizarre thing? What was the first time? What was the first thought? And so when you're thinking of these devious tactics, these evil, tactics of how to torture someone, just think of the mindset of that person.
It's weird. Yeah. So anyway, so he ended up dead in his cell, and they told his parents that he died in the cell. And so investigations are now underway, but all at the same time, come on now. And he was one of the ones in the suit, but now he's dead. And the other people that's in the suit is still in the jail. And it's clearly the people who were doing it is now resigning and retiring. Come on now, put two and two together.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah.
That's pretty bad business there.
Yeah, yeah.
What else do we have? Come on.
Red hot number 3. This is a good one, honey.
Good.
Gazelle. I don't.
Not Gazelle.
Giselle. Well, I don't know. Gazelle. She's probably
she's
thinks
graceful.
She's graceful.
She's graceful.
Giselle.
Giselle.
I'm thinking it's Giselle. Bunchkin.
Miss Brady.
Tom Brady breaks silence about Tom Brady coming out of retirement, and she quotes, "Obviously, I have my concerns."
Now, that doesn't have to be negative concerns. She could be looking at the fact that I have my concerns in essence too. I don't want you to be doing this. No.
Well,
concerns actually, from a health perspective.
After research, she says because she had to clean it up. She had to clean it up because the rumors were flying that they were having issues in their marriage. So
now this is Giselle. How do you pronounce her last name?
I don't know, but Miss Brady.
Giselle. Yeah. So Tom Brady's wife. So this is who the conversation is about.
Yes, and she said that her concerns were about him because he's of age to a point to where she's concerned if he gets hit, if he gets injured, and he has children and a wife, because allegedly in the beginning it was, I told you not to go back. I told you. I mean, but she said allegedly that I gave you 15 years. Now it's time for you to give me.
Well, this is another topic. Keep that topic, but I saw something the other day. Tom Brady's, I guess, net worth is $200 million.
Okay.
And Giselle's, his wife, is 400.
Yeah, she make more
80
money.
million.
She make more money.
So they talked about their combined empire. So that was more significant in the sense of saying they have created an empire for themselves. But what?
What they got to do with him? Go ahead.
Hey, that's what we. Hey, that's what I'm talking about is while we're complaining, or I won't say complaining, discussing in the sense of him playing this, that, and the other, is look what they have been able to achieve. That's what couples should be. Building an empire.
You're flipping the script. Okay, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, building an empire.
We hope that everything works out between these two. We hope. I
guess we hope.
But I just don't understand why he went back. I just don't. I feel like, hey,
nothing but the dog in me. You can apply the atomic dog, but the sports, athletics, you got to know it's hard to hang up those cleats.
It's hard.
It's hard to hang up those
sneakers.
It's hard to put the bat down. Whatever you've been doing, it's hard to retire from a job, I guess, you know. And when I say it's hard, in the sense that you've been doing something routinely all your life,
and you
it's
enjoy
all
it.
you know.
Yeah.
Enjoy it or not, you know, it's you know, you get to that place of when you're saying something is coming to an end. When it's coming to an end, the reality of letting it go. And you know, sports is a fun thing.
Yes.
It's a you're playing you're a grown man playing a child sport.
And you can get hurt though.
Yeah, you can get hurt. I understand your concern as a wife.
Yeah, as
In
a
that
wife, a
respect or
mother,
regard.
and all of that good stuff. I
But
mean, she wants him home safe.
I get that. But you have to understand again, um, just that athletic strand in him, the athletic strand, the drive to achieve, to win. Just like most guys get to that place, and you always hear them saying the thing they miss the most is the camaraderie, is the locker room.
Yeah.
You see the brotherhood, and
Yeah.
so you now all of a sudden,
no more brotherhood.
There's no more brotherhood. There's no more uh, um, structured life for all of your adult life. Basically, you can say for those guys, ever since they were in high school, their lives have been structured, right from high school to college
by
to
the
pro.
Team.
Yeah, just by being in sports, their lives were structured. Their diet, everything was structured, and now
there is no more.
There is no one to say. It's just like sending the kid off to college. There's no one to wake you up anymore. There's no one to say, eat this, or you have to eat this. There's no more training camp or anything of nature. So you have to reinvent yourself.
I guess that's a guy thing. I don't know. I guess that's a guy thing. And that's okay.
So
because I just don't get it.
So you
because
you have a net worth of 680 million. Right? Would you just stop living today?
No, I would do something else.
To what I just said, you would reinvent yourself.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. How many times have you reinvented yourself? Because
I started over at least 3 or 4 times.
Okay,
right? Because I was reinventing, transitioning.
Yeah, you reinvent yourself. You know, if one thing closes, one door closes, another one opens. So it's like, why are you trying to pry this door open and God or
it's not
the
to say he's prying the doors
closing.
Open. The closing is the operative word.
So put your foot out. Don't put your foot in the door.
It's not
let
closed.
It close.
What he's saying is the door is not closed. And she's saying look the analogy is this. He's saying the door is not closed.
It's cracked.
Right. And she's saying, hey, the door used to be wide open. Can't you see it is closing?
Correct.
So that's her perspective.
Correct.
In the sense that
correct. I'm
the
down
door
with that
is
one.
closing on you, man.
Yes.
But he's saying, but it's not closed yet.
See, yeah, that's a good analogy because that's exactly what's happening.
All right.
That's good.
It's not closed yet.
All right.
And for most guys, the door has to close.
And you know what that looks like?
Before they start playing. What?
You hit the pavement. Someone knocks you out or someone puts you out. And that's when the door closes. But when you can no longer do that jump shot, when you can no longer
and you can
punch that right hook.
And
why wait till that moment?
But to that person, you can live with that.
You can live with that,
knowing that you gave it all and you gave your all to the very end, opposed to saying, okay, I'm retiring. Even I'm retiring on top. But there's a little bit in you saying, I still got a little bit more left. Ooh. Have I exhausted all that is in me?
Like Serena.
To this sport.
Like Serena.
I like what Serena said. She didn't say I was retiring. I can't think of they said I'm evolving to the next phase of my life. She didn't say I'm retiring from tennis.
You're evolving.
Well, look at Serena. Okay, look at Serena.
And I said the same thing. I was like, Serena fought to the very end.
Right. Some would say that, how old is she? 41? 40? Some would say that 5 years ago, why are you still playing? You see? But look what all she was able to continue to accomplish at that age. And
I'm just
Yeah.
glad she chose to take
But
care
I
of the
tell you what,
baby.
though, I saw that game, and Tom Brady looked sharp, man. And he got some receivers around him too. What's his name?
I'm talking
The
to him.
Falcons. The Falcons got rid of him. Listen,
The Fal
yeah, what's his
the
name?
Falcons,
The wide receiver,
Ryan.
Julio Jones.
Oh,
They got Julio Jones.
the Falcons won.
Man, listen.
We're not even gonna talk. We're not even gonna go there. We're not even
Now
gonna go
now
there.
you want to upset my night.
Anyway, next topic: racism on full display. Okay, look at here. Racism on full display. British mourners give Meghan Markle the cold shoulder in viral video. And I said that I was going to try to download this video because when I tell you it is sad, honey, it's sad. And I wish you guys can see it. I was trying to get it to download, but it was horrible. I mean, here she is, olive branch. She's saying hello. She's simply just wanting to shake people's hands, and in her face, they're giving her the business. And I said to myself, Megan,
And it's only but for one reason. I mean, that's the obvious
thing. I was saying that it's just so horrible.
And of course, here's a funny. Hey, listen, I'm not without sin.
No one
I'm
is.
not without fault.
No one is.
I'm, but you all have, man. Somebody said, someone said the other day about Prince Charles. What's his wife's name? Prince Charles.
I have no idea.
King Charles now. Whatever her name is. Someone on TikTok said, from side piece to queen. Now, no one is talking about that. No one is talking about that.
No right? One's talking about any of that.
What I'm saying is to that is Meghan Markle is more of a to the candid world, or to those who feel that way. She is more of a disgrace to the royal family than that.
It's so pitiful
when Princess Diana is the beloved.
It's just okay.
Okay.
It's just
and I'm not in no place to condemn anyone or anything like that. But the point that I'm making is the fact that Meghan Markle being married to,
that's all she did was marry Prince Harry. That's all she did. She didn't kill nobody.
Right.
She
wasn't the side piece.
And that too.
Just imagine if she was a side piece. And now she is the prince or duchess or whatever, duchess or whatever.
It's just,
just imagine if there was a scandal behind her.
And there's nothing they can say.
And it's the same thing,
Oh, brother.
But yeah,
it's a shame.
It's interesting again because people feel that the royal family is tainted, and even with now King Charles speaking up, and Harry, and I stand to be correct, he served in the royal military more than the big brother did,
and he can't even
wear his uniform.
It's like you will forever
and you're the father now, and you get up and you say, and all you have to say is, I'm wishing Harry and Meghan, or did he call her name? I'm wishing them well in their new living abroad or living or whatever. So I don't look at that as per se recognizing them, but solidifying you're not part of this. You're living your life elsewhere.
But I was telling my audience that on social media I read a post that said this is the real queen, and it was a black woman. And it was an article like this long. So before I speak too much on that, I want to read it and see who this woman is. Because
what was that movie we saw?
It was known that there were black people in the royal cabinet. Yeah. And they were, of course, dismissed, dishonored, disgraced, whatever. And so I wanted to do some more research before I brought it to you guys, but I was like, woo, because I heard it, but never footage on it. And that person posted it and was like, this is the real queen right here. And I'm like, wow. So I'm going to do some research and find out. But yeah, so we've got about 15 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to give my portraits some information that is amazing.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right, wait. Let me do that. Let me do that accent. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So
I like my boy Bernie says. Okay.
that's what I wanted to do.
What's
Okay.
that money? Okay.
Okay. So the Mona Lisa Monroe show is going on the road. Okay. So we are going to be on location. If you guys follow us, which I know you do, we love a restaurant in Pooler, and it's called the Chocolate Bar.
What else?
Where else? And
what
so,
else? What else would Mona Lisa love than chocolate?
What else would he love besides caramel? So anyway, or caramel, however you want, wherever you're from. So anyway, we are going to have our show at the Chocolate Bar. The evening show will be at the Chocolate Bar. So we're in negotiations right now to find out what night that looks like. Right. So that's up in the air. But we are going to be doing some amazing stuff and on the show.
Yeah, we had a conversation yesterday. We had a conversation yesterday with the owner and the manager, and they reached out to us. Like Mona Lisa stressed, we've always, since the very beginning, we've always been, just not only patrons but supporters of the chocolate bar. The owner, his family, and everybody, we supported them, and they reached out. They liked the vibe and energy that Mona Lisa projects, behind the camera or in front of the camera. And they wanted to bring the Mona Lisa show at the chocolate bar and find a way how we could work together. And so a number of things were put out. So, hey, it's going to be a trial run next week. And guess what? We may have a live audience. That's one of the things that we talked about. Where there's a live audience where you could be in that live audience when we go live at the chocolate bar and Pooler location.
Yes. Now this, my friends, is not just you just sitting and watching.
Yes.
We're talking about you in participation.
Right.
We're talking about you maybe even being a guest on the show.
There's going to be opportunities.
Oh my gosh.
Prize giving and things of this nature.
We're going to be giving you some stuff.
We played with a couple of premises, and that was culture, cuisine, and conversation. Or
culture, cuisine, and conversation.
Because food is all about culture.
And culture is all about conversation. Ooh, so,
but look at her.
Look. Conversation rules the nation.
Ooh,
so, what we're going to do is we're going to invite you to the chocolate bar Thursday. Well, we don't know yet, but we're going to let you know that it's going to be in the evenings, and we want you to stay tuned, stay focused.
Well, did we say the evening, or will it come on next Thursday morning as scheduled, or mid-afternoon?
Well, that's what I'm going to let you know.
Are being worked out,
But I do want you to reach out and say, hey, I want to be on the show.
Yes.
I want to be in the place. Yes. I want to be there. Can't miss it, Hunty.
Yeah. So one segment we've been talking about, Mona Lisa has a vibe for other women and successful women, and she wants to use her platform to highlight successful women, or just women in period. And that's one thing I'm proud of her about. Some people, not only just women, but some people do not celebrate other success or happiness or joy. I love seeing people succeeding.
Me too.
Even if you're quote unquote my competitor or opposition or whatever, if you're succeeding and you're succeeding certainly for the greater good,
Yeah.
I can celebrate that. And so that's one thing that I'm proud of her of is that she sincerely celebrates other women and what they're doing and want to use her platform to highlight the success of women in business or women in life, period.
Period. And I want you guys to come out in droves.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we're going to be doing some food testing, tasting, wine. Man, oh my gosh.
Yep.
Music. This is going to be amazing. And this is one of the things that I have always dreamed of having an on location show. Absolutely. And now I have a home every
and
night.
The amazing thing about this is the amazing thing about this is why you have to be ready. You have to be prepared.
Stay ready.
And that is
so you don't have to get ready.
Funny enough, we were talking about, we have different people. What was the thing the guy said? He says, I don't have enemies, I have friends.
Friends.
See, if you have friends, people in different places, don't even worry about your enemies. See, all you need is people in key places. And so, by the grace of God, we know some people here and there. And so we were just talking about, hey, pitching this idea of a new show.
Yeah.
To one of the local stations here. We were just talking about this or pitching this idea to some sponsors. And then before we could even pitch the idea,
ding,
someone called and said that, hey, we want your show at our location.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hot.
And so I just thank God for the relationship that, we have formed with not just the chocolate bar, but the owner, Maurice.
Yeah. And abroad. I mean, we've got folks and friends in different, locations, in different areas of business or whatever the case may be. And I just can't wait to promote each and every one of those businesses.
Absolutely.
And, there's going to be a professional night on Mondays there. All of this good news, all of these good things down the pipe will be basically on the show. We're going to be letting you guys know what he has going on. And we're running into the holiday season. So can you imagine what is about to happen?
Right.
So
you think you've been watching our just, lives about us being on or at the chocolate bar, martini chocolate bar in Pooler. Hey, what you're about to experience now is you're not just wanting to watch it. You're going to want to experience it.
You're going to want
to be there.
You're going to want to
This is going to be something great. It's a great opportunity for her. I'm proud of her that she's, again, moved here to Savannah, Georgia, and has, stuck with her niche, found her niche in a place here where she can, highlight and do those things that she wants to do. So again,
bottoms up.
Chocolate bar, martini, the martini chocolate bar in Pooler.
Yes. And we'll
great
give you
things
guys
are on the horizon.
Yes. And we'll give you guys more information as we go. And I want to do a quick shout out to my son that will be turning 18 on Friday. And of course, where are we going to be? The chocolate bar. So happy birthday, Kafri. We're going to be celebrating you on Friday. And happy birthday to my sister, Tammy, on Saturday. And oh my goodness, happy birthday to all of our
Virgos.
All of you Virgos.
My brother was
matter of fact, Reggie.
My dad is
oh my God,
was the 19th.
Buggy, Mimi,
Mimi's
Oh
was
my
it was
gosh,
Mimi's.
so many
Yeah,
birthdays.
so many birthdays in
So
September.
so yeah, you Virgos, you know what? Virgos, come to the chocolate bar and let's
Absolutely.
cheers to you with a martini, okay?
Mhm.
So we're gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Do you have any last words to say?
Are you rubbing up on me like that?
You have any
I'm gonna
last
have.
words to
I'm
say?
keep rubbing up on me
Matter of
like
fact,
that. Yeah, yeah. Keep rubbing up on me like that.
how did
I'm gonna
baby
have
how
a
did baby
lot to
do it?
say. Yeah, you rub me like that.
How did baby do it?
Yeah, see.
All
I
right,
have a
so
lot to say.
we are signing out. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Monalisa Monroe Morning Show. And trust me, you will know about when these shows are in the evenings at the Chocolate Bar, evenings with Monalisa
And let
Monroe.
me say this too.
Oh, okay.
If you're looking for a good place to worship God
Ooh,
and serve God,
yes.
Hope City Church.
Hope City.
Yes.
Oh
You
my
can come there
gosh.
and be blessed
Yes.
through praise and worship, through prayer, through
Great.
worship,
Great
and
family.
by a dynamic word that inspires, uplifts, encourages, motivates.
Yeah.
Uh, every Sunday, and they're just starting out with having two services
Yeah.
each Sunday. I believe one is at 8 for the
Mm.
early birds, and
The other one's
one
at
is
10.
at 10 a.m.
Mm.
So if you're just looking for a place just to connect spiritually, you know what I mean? You know,
Hope.
who lives a life today without a spiritual connection?
Ooh.
Don't let the world fool you about the fact that there is no God or you're your own
Mm.
God and you don't need to
Mm.
fellowship, you don't need to worship
Right. Your truth.
anything of that nature in that
Mm-hmm.
respect or regard. But a complete man, a complete woman is someone who has a spiritual foundation as
Mm.
well as a spiritual outlook of life in the midst of their career, in the midst of everything they're doing.
Mm.
At the core of their being
Mm.
is a spiritual platform for which they have launched their lives off, of which they live their life off. So
Mm.
you're just looking for a spiritual connection.
Now,
Hope City
you know,
is the place to be.
I love when you talk God now.
Yeah.
When you talk Jesus, I
Isn't
love
that
that.
something?
I love that now.
Listen, that turns her on.
I love when you talk Jesus, baby.
And the Lord
Oh, okay, all right.
And the
So
Lord.
we're gonna
You better
say
get it right now.
thank
Yeah,
you
Jesus.
so
Yeah.
much for tuning in to the Mona
How you
Lisa
feel? How you
Monroe
feel? How you
Morning
feel? What
Show.
that do to you?
Bye. You guys have a great one. You know you wrong for that. You know you wrong. Bye, y'all.
Told you that.